Alright guys, welcome to this very lesson. This is lesson 4. So on lesson 3 we talked about ribbon, and we talked about how ribbons were ribbon is how it's categorized in 3 sections, like there's the tabs, then the groups, and also the commands. Okay, so we also talk about some other aspect of that you can go check on lesson 3. Okay, so if you have not watched lesson 3, please do well to go to the previous video and watch it. Now, so lesson 4 here, we want to focus more on the backstage view that is located in the file tab or the file menu. All right, so some of the commands we're going to be focusing on this time around will be the open command. All right, so this is the open command, and what does this open command do? What does it do? So it allows you to open an existing document. So basically, the command open is only accessible to is only useful rather for accessing a document that you have already saved. In either you have saved it on your computer or you have saved it on the cloud, which is like the OneDrive you're seeing here, or my computer. So you should have either ways you might have saved the document. Then that is when you need to make use of the open command. Okay, now the next one here is the info command. So what this info does, it like the term info or information, it gives you a broader view or a kind of a summarized view of your document, your current document that you have accessed. So as you can see on the left side, like I mentioned, it is actually categorized, this backstage view is actually categorized in 3 sections. So this is the third section, and this is the second section, and this is the first section. So the first section gives you all the list of the command. The second section and the third gives you maybe kind of an overview or maybe more functionality to each of the commands. Now, the first one here you see is actually called the document protect, where you either want to set password, restrictions, and maybe whatever thing that you want to set on your document. Now, the other one here, which is the inspect document, is all about checking for compatibility issues with your document and inspect maybe any issues with your document. Okay, maybe you might have downloaded the document from the cloud, from Gmail, from anywhere that is not from your laptop, specifically not from your laptop. Now, if the document comes outside from your laptop, you would have an inspection to do, like compatibility issues and all that. Now, number 3 here is like maybe there is a document that you accidentally closed, you did not close, maybe there was something that went wrong, how the document was closed. You can recover those files from this very part of the screen. You can see under the info. All right, now the number 3 section is where it gives you the property of your current document. So it will show you the size, the pages, the numbers of the words, the time that it was edited and when it was created, and even the author who created the document. Okay, so that's it for the properties. Now let's move to the next command, which is the save. Now this save, it actually does one thing. Okay, so basically people mistake save for save as. So what save does, this very save you can see here. So let me mark it out. We are talking about the save, all right? So what the save does is saves changes, meaning changes that you have just added to your current existing document. So basically it means if the document is not existing anywhere, the save will not work. It won't work at all. It won't work. So because it only helps you to add and update your current document. Okay, so when you make a new change, it will help you to add that new change, improve, like update the new changes to your existing document. Now that is how it works. It does nothing else rather than just to add. So the shortcut for it is called Control S, all right? Control plus S, that is the shortcut, okay, to save changes to your document, okay? Now the next one here is the save as. Now what the save as do, it helps you to duplicate your document. For instance, you already have your document saved and you want a copy of that document. You just don't need to stress yourself. You don't need to worry about anything. Just come to the save as, and you can also change the extension of your file. You can change the location of your file. You can even change the name of your file while retaining the original copy. As cool as that. Like, for instance, let's say we want to browse our laptop. I can click on this PC, or maybe I would want to click on browse and browse my computer. So what I could do here is, you can see I could change the name here, which is the ribbons, as you can see, and also I could change the extensions. All of these things you see here are the extensions that are available on Microsoft Word as of this 2024 version that I currently make use of. Now, as you can see, there is an author here, and also there is others, but what I would suggest you should worry about, as someone that is just very new to Microsoft Word, you should be worried about just the name and the location of your file. So the location simply means you can decide to put your files in maybe the videos, the download, the music, any parts that is of your choice, your preference. Do that, right? Now, the second thing you should worry about is the name you are giving to the document. Okay, I could maybe change it to hello. I could change it to anything that is of my preference, of my choice. And after I'm done, I just need to hit the save button and it will be saved. Right now, I really do not intend to save this file. All right, so I'm going to cancel that action. So the next one here is the print. The print is where we use to print documents. Okay, so as you can see, you make sure you own a printer, a document printer, before you can make use of it. You can see I have so many different kind of printers installed on my laptop. So you need to buy a printer and you need to install the printer on your laptop. That is when you can make use of this feature very well. Okay, so here you can set the numbers of copies you want for your page, for your document. Your document could have up to like 50 pages, and you can print how many copies, the numbers of copies for it. Let's say your document contains 10 pages and you want to print like 2 copies of that 10 pages, so that would be about 20 pages that you'll be printing, which is 2 separate documents, 10 pages. Here, the settings here you can set, if you intend to print all those 10 pages, or maybe you want to print some particular part of the document. Cool, that is where you do all those changes. All right, so you can specify it. I can say maybe 2 to 10 or 2 to 5. No, that's about page 2 to page 5. Okay, so that's how it is. All right, so here you can set your attention. Maybe you want it to be portrait or you want it to be landscape, whichever way that is your preference. Okay, and also you can collect it. Maybe you want the document to have like two in one. You want it to be like the document, you want it to be like page 1 and page 2 to be on one page, and all those kind of collations. So that's what you do here. Okay, and this very one, you want the document to be printed, maybe the first page to be at the front side and the second page to be at the back side. All right, so that is what you do here. And this is many of the things you could do to print a document. All right, now let's go to the share. So the share here, you see, you can share, attach it, maybe send it to an email address and whatever thing you want to do. So what I'll say, you don't need to worry too much about this. And like I mentioned, you can share it as a PDF, and you can share it as maybe to an email address as well, like I mentioned. Okay, so I'm not going to go with this process. This is, you can see, it is taking me to my Outlook account, so making sure I'm logged in so that I can enable sharing by via email. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel that action. Okay, now the next one here is export. So export here, you just need to worry too much about the create PDF and SPS document. So what this does is it helps you to create a PDF document. A PDF document simply means portable document format. Portable what? Document format. All right. So this portable document format is a PDF that is not editable on just any device. So you need a PDF editor for you to be able to edit a PDF document. Okay. So that being said, you can see that the type here is SPS and PDF. So you just need to choose one of that and publish the file. So when you publish this file, you can decide to send it on WhatsApp, you can decide to send it on email address, you can decide to share it anywhere based on your preference. Okay. So that being said, let's go back to this Backstage View. So in the Backstage View, we want to go to the More command, click on the More, and you can see that there are other things that are here. So we have the Close. Now what this Close does is a lot of people are mistaking Close for this other X button, right? So there's Close and there's also this X button. So what this Close is, what it does is that it only closes the current document. In case you have not made your changes, it will ask you or prompt you to change to save the current change, right? So for instance, I click on the close, it will kind of prompt me like as you're saying, please can you save your change before you quit this program? That's what it's asking you. Please save your changes so you don't lose the files or the things that you just did. That's just it, all right? So it prompts you, so you have options to save the changes or save the file and close the program, close the current document. Now the other X you see here, it closes all documents. Whether you have so many documents opened, it will close everything. But sometimes you can still, when you have some other changes that you are yet to change, like to add to your, maybe like you have not done Control S for the changes that you just made, you have the options as well to save those changes. Okay, that is what this X does. But this X would close the entire program when you are done saving all those changes. Okay. All right. So the next one here is account. So account is all about the program that this program you installed, Microsoft Office that you installed, and the available tools that are there. You can see them, you can go through them and see how they all work. Okay, you can see I'm currently signed in. That is why it's asking me to sign out. All right, so the next one here is the feedback and options. Okay, feedback is about giving feedback about the program, if you like it, or maybe there's something that is bothering you, something you don't like, and all that. So you give your feedback. And the last on the list is the options. So the options, I will advise you to stay away from this option if you are just coming into Microsoft Word newly, you are new to Microsoft Word, please try as much as you can to avoid this place, because anything you do on this very screen, you need to uninstall the application and install the program again before you can undo those changes. Okay, or you meet someone that can make a technician that can assist you to undo all of those changes. Okay, so it is very crucial. This option is a very crucial place to be in, okay, as a newbie, as someone that is very new to Microsoft Word. Right? So that being said, this will be the end of lesson 4. So on lesson 5, we're going to be focusing more on the ribbons, okay, the ribbons, because we just finished the Backstage View. So now on lesson 5, we're going to be talking about the Home tab, the Insert tab, and the other tabs like the Draw, Design, Layout tabs, and all of that. So if you find this video helpful, do well to like, share, subscribe, and share with your friends. Okay. So hopefully to see you in the upcoming video, lesson 5. So see you and bye for now.